Welcome, Domala Chu, to today's Collector's Roar, episode 10. Thanks for all of you who are joining in, and thanks for my friend Rome joining in. We have him as a guest for now. And yeah, as you all know, we're here to talk about the new XM Studios Batman Classic statue that just went out for pre-order today, I believe, and we're here to discuss whether that statue is actually worth it to be getting or to be part of your collection out there. So we'll see if we have any more guests joining in throughout the show. But for now, I'm here with my awesome friend Rome, who's also, I believe, a great Batman fan, and definitely he knows what he's talking about. So I guess we can get started.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. I mean, I have no doubt. So
I don't have believe it or not, I don't even have a Batman in my collection yet.
Oh, at least, yeah. But at least I have no doubts you have the statue knowledge. So what's good and what's bad. So we can just start and talk about it. So I'll just add the first pictures XM brought out to their website this morning, or like for my time this morning. And so here it is, their first, or it's not their first Batman statue, but their new Batman classical statue in quarter scale, but I believe it also comes in as a 6-scale statue. And what do you think about it, Rome? So let me listen to your opinion first before I give my input to that.
I like the stance. I like, that it's basically, displaying Batman's heroic stance. He's ready for action. As you can see, he's got his bat ring out. It's not the greatest Batman pose, but at the same time, it's passable. I think there's something. I kind of wish the pose was a little bit more dynamic, showcasing, Batman's, basically his ability. But it's nice. I like it. I like I like how that cape flows. The cape is sculpted, right?
Oh, yeah, like sure. It is sculpted for sure. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, XM doesn't really do mixed media too much of that. I don't even think they do it at all. But I do like how that Batman. I like the pose. I like how the concept is. I do like how the cape is flowing back. I think the portrait. Go back to the portrait.
The portrait. Let's go back.
Yes, let's get a little closer look at that portrait.
Is it possible to zoom in? Let's see. We can do that. Zoom. Let's see. Where were we? Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you good. I'll probably just have.
I don't know. It doesn't work. I'm afraid.
It's all good because the portrait. I like how.
I don't know. Let's do like full screen. Maybe that.
All right.
Maybe that works out better. Does that work out better?
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how the portrait has been presented. It's basically Batman. He's got that. He's got that frown. He's got that. Batman's ready for action. He's ready, to go at it. I like the concept, and XM always delivers on that. They pretty much knocked it out of the park again.
Yeah. Okay, but I mean, I agree with a few things you mentioned there. I love the fact, like as you said about the cape. I love the flow of the cape, and I mean XM always knocks out these dynamic capes, I think, and they definitely have a hand for it, the way it just flows out here.
Yeah, and I mean you can see the material. It's like it's really that material that would go with that, with that costume. They really did a good job. They did a great job, actually. Of
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they just did a great job of just mainly how that paint is presented. It's got a a nice shine to it.
And I can see here, like you can tell the difference between the inside and the outside of the cape. You can see like here the outside, it has a more textured, a rough kind of texture here, and on the inside you have the more, how should I say, like clean, like smooth texture on the inside.
Yeah.
And I like the way they did that, and you can see the way it flows in and out, and yeah, I think they definitely did a good job there. But I must say, like as you said, like it's not their best job up to now, I think. And I would have wished, I don't know, like to see maybe more dynamic pose, or I don't know, the bass. Let's talk about that. Usually I think XM is known for their dynamics, huge basses. And I have the feeling on this statue, it is a dynamic bass, but let's just look for another picture where you can see a better look on that. And here, you can see a lot of things like going around here. It looks like maybe a crashed, is it the motorcycle or maybe the Batmobile that's crashed or something? It's a little hard to tell, I believe, because you can see those. I don't know if these are maybe it's the Bat cycle that crashed, or because you see the engines here in the back. Maybe it's, I don't know, the backside of the Batmobile. Not sure there. I don't know, or any other parts, some kind of machine, and you can see those like flames that kind of come out of the exploding. I don't know, maybe a bullet that went through it. And it just seems a little small for me, because maybe you get a different feel when you see it in person. As I said, I mean, we can only discuss this from the pictures, because the bass isn't really much wider or deeper than Batman himself. It kind of, I have the feeling the bass kind of goes under, or kind of disappears next to Batman. Like it seems like the Batman is just too big for the bass, I would say, in a way.
Maybe I can see that a little bit. It does look like he's a little bit too big for the bass, but
I don't. It almost look. I'm not saying like Sideshow is bad, but I mean Sideshow usually delivers like smaller scale statues, and they have these smaller, less dynamic bases for their statues. And somehow I get that feeling on this statue, to be honest. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're getting at.
And for XM Studios, I would have wished maybe there's something more going on, and it just seems like just like a small or one or two step. It just seems like too small for XM Studios, and maybe the pose also could have been maybe a little bit more dynamic on this Batman.
I definitely agree about that. I would like to see a more dynamic posture from Batman.
Maybe something like or some kind of hint or towards Gotham City here. It just looks like some machine that exploded, or since, I mean, this is like part of XM Studios, like new classical DC characters, like Justice League characters. I mean, recently they brought out their new Superman, didn't they?
I believe so.
And maybe it's, I mean, those statues there, I believe they're supposed to be kind of probably displayed next to that. And maybe if we could just take a look at the like Superman statue, I think maybe like I believe that statue had a similar base. It was some kind of mechanical thing. Sorry, just trying to. Let's just go back here. I don't know. We'll look here. We'll come back to this one later.
All right.
Let's see. In the meantime, let's see the comments. We have Tree Smith, LBS for life in the house. What's up, Sabassembler and Rome? Nice to have you in. Cash,
What's up, Trey?
The black and gray I do like a lot on the suits. So paint I think is 10 out of 10. Yeah, I guess I agree with that. The paint job is. We'll talk about more about the paint job later on the show. I mean, here you have a similar base, I believe, here on the Superman statue.
Yeah, the bases do look similar. So I
And
guess it's a theme that's going with this.
yeah, exactly. It goes theme, and I think they're trying to create some kind of connection between these two statues since they're part of a certain line. It's not you don't see the classical Batman, how should I say, surrounding or scene. Like it's not usually what you connect with Batman. I believe normally they show some kind of, let's say, maybe Gotham City theme.
Right.
Or
this looks like this could be, I would assume, a Justice League theme.
yeah, exactly. Like here we had the Justice League. Where were we here? Yeah, here like it's like this seems like they're all like the whole Justice League is in one whole big fight.
Looks like it's gonna be
So
and that would be pretty interesting to to have a trio, because obviously it's going to be the Trinity. I'm pretty sure they'll I don't know if they've done Wonder Woman yet or not. I'm pretty sure they have done Wonder Woman. I'm not sure. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, they haven't yet. At least they haven't I think announced it yet, but I'm sure it's in progress.
Yeah, it's in the works. It's no doubt.
No doubt, it's only a matter of time till they come out with their Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because this looks like this will be, I assume, the Trinity trio, and you would want to get all three of those. So
for sure, and so I guess they're trying to keep that theme, and so they're supposed to be kind of displayed together. I guess those statues.
Yeah.
So they're trying to keep that theme, but it is. I mean, it's very detailed. The base, we have to be honest.
The base is extremely detailed. That's one of the selling points and the great points of this statue. Because I was earlier picture you were showing, I was really looking at that detail.
No, which one? Let's go back to that. Well, on the Batman.
On the base, yes, right.
Yeah, here you can see like even the Batarang just like stuck in with this kind of blood on the side.
Yeah, they did a great job.
And all these little tiny parts here. I mean, that's typical XM. They definitely knock it out when it comes to the details.
Best at it.
Yeah, but as I said, like it seems, it kind of seems too small for me. The base. I might be wrong, but
I think it's. You have to see it up close.
Probably.
I'm wondering if they're gonna have this at Comic-Con in New York next month. It's possible. I believe XM will be there. I'm not sure. I believe they are going to be there. I don't know for sure.
Okay. Cash says the bases are similar, which will be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. However, I don't care for it overall. So okay, but okay, thanks, Cash. And honestly, I have a problem a little bit with the portrait. Like it seems too, how should I say, maybe cold. Like the mouth is just closed, and I don't believe there is any switch out for the portrait either. And let's just, I just want to make sure I'm not wrong. 3 right hands, 2 left arms, 1 highly detailed sculpt. And yeah, there's no switch out for the portraits. So that's a little disappointing, I'll be honest. So I would have wished maybe some more, I don't know, angry, like some kind of screaming out portrait maybe.
Yeah, screaming out one with his mouth open. He's showing him, really going at whatever he's going at.
Yeah, it would have maybe added to the dynamic of the statue. He seems kind of cold in this pose. But nevertheless, I mean, the details you can see in the face are just outstanding, and like in terms of paint job, and they're just I think they did a great job there for sure. It's just maybe if Batman were in maybe a jumping pose, like if he's like jumping down, or like he's coming down attacking something, it would have made the statue probably more dynamic and probably more interesting to look at. I love the fact that they used the black and gray styled Batman, because that's my favorite Batman. And for me, like that classical or that like kind of old fashioned like blue, I don't know, blue Batman is, I mean, that's the classical Batman or the original Batman. But kind of, I'm a '90s kid and I grew up with the black and gray Batman.
Well, that's my era, the blue and gray. So
I don't know, what's your favorite, the blue one or the black and gray one?
I mean, that's the era I grew up in, so it'd have to be the blue and gray one. That was my era. But at the same time, I do like the black and gray. Or the all black sometimes. That he can display.
I mean, I'm not saying the blue one is bad. In fact, my first Batman statue was a blue version Batman. Was the Sideshow OG Batman in the blue version.
Uh-huh.
But so I just got the blue version that time. So, but I don't know. That's kind of the paradox in that. But still, you can tell like his pouches here, there, the details on that are done very well.
Right.
And on the pictures, like even though it's a quarter scale, like the statue looked kind of small, but when you see him kind of standing here next to the guy, it does look actually much bigger. I think you do get a different feel for the statue. It seems much larger than on the pictures.
Yeah, I think it's a little bigger than we thought. Pause.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is one of those statues you have to see in person. Maybe in person you get it provides a totally different feel, and it's maybe more interesting to look at. I mean, I can't exclude it, but at the moment, but I like the fact. I mean, the concept of the suit is, I think, outstanding. It's done very well. You have this. And I love the way they the paint. I like the paint job on the pouches or the. Of course, let's talk about the portrait here. I mean, look at the details on his face. I mean, you can see the shadings. You can see where it's a little, how should I say, dirty or it's darker here on his chin.
Yeah, you can definitely see how that detail has been brought out on that.
Yeah, you can tell like he's in the middle of the battle. You can see from the smoke or from the dust and everything. It's already stuck to his skin. And on his chest here, like the bat symbol, and you can see all the textures of the leather. I mean, that's XM Studios. They definitely deliver on the details here.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, because you can really look and really get a really good feel of the leathery context of that sculpt.
For sure. And even his suit, like his mask, and I love the whited out eyes. The eyes, really giving it. The eyes are they really pop out.
Now, when you mentioned the switch out earlier, it would have been nice to have a switch out where they were showing maybe his pupils.
For what? Sorry, could you just repeat that?
No, I was saying when you mentioned earlier about switch outs, if they included a switch out, it would have been nice if they had included that. A switch out of his portrait with including his pupils.
Maybe, yeah, possibly, or maybe they could have had one of those switch outs where, since he's in the middle of a battle where his mask is damaged, you can see maybe half of his face, like, or it's just like kind of ripped off. Or
that would have been pretty cool.
It would. I think with that kind of portrait would kind of fit into the scene. Like we can see, like the mask is already kind of damaged; it's partially ripped off. You can see maybe part of his face, and I think that would have worked out pretty nice too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And here we have parts of the base again. I mean, the base is, extremely detailed. You can't just deny that. That's typical XM. And but when you compare this statue with other companies, or maybe it's just XM Studios in the recent time, they've been delivering so many other statues or so many awesome other Batmans. And when you see this one, it's like, well, when you see the other ones, it's like you take one step forward and two steps back. Like we saw what was it, the previous, what was it, the Batman on Cycle?
Yeah.
That one, I mean, this was a great.
That's an awesome piece.
I mean, you have the Sims. This is like the White Knight version, and when you see this and XN comes up with this kind of simple Batman, it just seems like it's disappointing.
It's so many things you can do with this character. So many concepts. Some of them going to work, some of them aren't going to work. Some of them are going to be in between. Some of them are going to be, not as we thought. But I mean, because this one right here is just pure excellence. I mean,
it's almost it comes close to Grail for me. This thing is insane. I mean, and it's I mean, maybe this would be something. I mean, it's not a bad statue. I think it's a good statue.
No,
maybe for someone who doesn't have a Batman statue yet, or
like yours truly.
Sorry?
Like yours truly.
Yeah.
I've yet to add him to my collection. And I tell you what, no lie, this is one that I would consider, adding to the collection, as far as getting my first Batman piece. But there's some other ones out there that I would consider before this.
Sure.
Let's just say that, but this is a strong candidate.
Well, what one would you like to share with us? Which Batman it was you were considering?
I can't really have it come to grasp with it right now. It's just, we have to wait and see.
It might not be the Sideshow Dark Knight.
No, it's not Sideshow Dark Knight. Nah.
Prime one, maybe. Okay. Yeah, no pressure, bro. But as I said, like this definitely, I mean, it would be a good Batman statue for someone to get into Batman collection as a first statue. Would definitely be a nice one.
Absolutely.
But I mean, here you have these small details where it's kind of some parts are exploding out of the base. The fire paint job has been done nicely. And I love the way these pouches were painted, though.
The pouches are great.
Yeah.
I like how they get pouches, yeah.
Like, because like usually you have that classical kind of yellow kind of pouches always you see on some Batman comics, but here they gave it this more realistic kind of brownish beige kind of orangey leather kind of feel, and it looks very nice. And yeah, so I don't know if you compare this Batman with maybe, I don't know, Sideshow. They had, like, for example, this is a very popular, I think, Sideshow Batman that came out. That's out for pre-order still.
I believe so. I haven't checked the Sideshow site in a while.
Yeah, I remember, who was it? Dennis and was Howard. I think they were into this statue and they were considering to get it.
It's a good statue.
Yeah, here you can tell you have this really dynamic pose, and
yeah, no, see, I like that pose.
And it's, I don't know, I'm usually, it's kind of rare or unusual for Sideshow in a way, kind of this kind of poses. Like you can see, like even the paint and the portrait here, it's so bloody.
Yeah. Now that's how you do a Batman as far as that Dark Knight concept, which this is, and wow.
It is done very nicely here, and you really get the dynamic feel from this Batman. But the only thing that disturbs me, like, I'm a big fan of Batman, but I don't like these, like the short ear version.
Really?
Yeah, I prefer the longer ear versions.
Hey, I guess it don't really bother me whether he's short eared or long eared. It's just still Batman. So
I mean, it's not a big deal, but just generally speaking, I prefer that. And we have Flexo in the house.
So
Gentleman. And we have Cash again. Switch outs are very good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. And let's just get back to this one. I mean, it is, the statue actually, it is actually much bigger than it looks like, I think, on the pictures. I think they had the measurements on one picture. Let's just see if we can. And I mean, when you compare this Batman to the XM one, like which one would you prefer?
That's not fair.
All right, gotta decide. No way out. No, no way.
Honestly, I would prefer the sideshow right now because, again, like I just mentioned, as far as me obtaining my first Batman piece, there are other ones out there that I would get before the XM one, and this is one of them. This is definitely, the base on this is just it's everything about the statue is perfect, and it just I mean, right now I prefer the sideshow version over XM's, but again, that XM version is good. It's a good version.
Yeah, because this thing is actually much bigger than it is, like 30, almost 80 centimeters.
Yeah,
It's actually, it is actually much bigger. It is like that lightning thunderbolts, like it looks, it makes it huge, and you get that kind of jokery look base. That's like one thing I meant with this like classical Batman bases. You always get those hints or like Easter eggs for some kind of Batman villains or so.
Yeah.
And that's kind of missing in this XM Batman, because probably, as we said before, they're kind of trying to keep the theme with like, for example, with the Superman and probably maybe the Wonder Woman coming out soon, the Justice League kind of feel.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, each statue has its strong qualities to it. I mean, it's kind of maybe in a way a little unfair to compare them, but at the same time, it's part of the game. It's just the way it is, and I think both statues have their strong points. And I think there are some weak points to each one, but I think the XM one has a little bit more. I would say, I hate to say it, but a little bit more weak points than the sideshow version, because the sideshow version just stands out a little bit more than that XM version, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. I mean, here, for example, we have Flexon says the Dark Knight Rises Batman is very nice. And he says again, the Dark Knight Returns, excuse me. And yeah, he agrees with you, I guess. And that's fine. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to discuss like whether this thing is worth it, like the new XM version. And Edwin says, just stop by to say what's up. Always welcome, Edwin.
Yeah, standard of the community. Edwin shows up on everybody. That's dedicated brother right there.
Yeah, for sure. Sub Trey and Sub Saba, thanks. Well, always welcome, man. That's why we're here, and we're to find out whether XM really knocked it out or they maybe didn't do it. So, I mean, there are a lot of Batmans out there.
The only thing I'm worried about with this statue,
which one? The XM?
Sideshow. The only thing I'm worried about is it looks like it kind of leans as far as that,
I was just gonna say that. Like, you literally took it out of my mouth. Like,
that's the only thing that that's a little suspect. It's a little,
you literally took it out of my mouth. Like I was just wondering when I see this lightning thing. Like I was just wondering what kind of material it is. Because since it does it does light up and it has some kind of translucent thing, like I don't know what kind of material it's made up of, whether it's a kind of resin material or some kind of polystone material. It's hard to tell from here, and whether it may break, I don't know, with the weight over time. As you said, like I don't know as you said, like leaning issues, or maybe even if it would over time break off. I don't know. Like,
yeah, that's the main thing I'm scared of. Could that thing break off because of?
It does look very thin. Like,
yeah, that's a little concerning. Great piece, no doubt. Great piece, but that's a little concerning.
Yeah, and Edwin says, Rome, and Flexon says again, you pair that statue up with any art prints of Frank Miller.
I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. Edwin says, yeah, it's all love. Just try to keep the hobby alive. It's
yeah. A lot of we got a few people, leaving the hobby or just slowing down, because of whatever reasons, got to keep the hobby. Got to get the juice back a little bit. Got to get the juice back a little bit.
Flexon asks, what scale is the Sideshow Batman? I believe it's premium format, so technically it's quarter scale. If I'm not mistaken, premium format, so technically I guess it's quarter scale, isn't it?
Pretty much, I would say.
Yeah. So it's a big statue. You can see like here the height of it is like 31.5 inches. That's quite some big statue. It's not. I think it's the height. It's not going to fit into every display case.
No. You're gonna have some room to display that.
For sure. It will take up quite a lot of space. In width or depth, it's not too bad. It's just like 22, 21. It's not too bad, but it's the height that's dangerous for this statue. You'll probably need some kind of, if you display your statues in some kind of case, you might even need a custom display for this statue.
I would say you would, because that's definitely, like, I was thinking that also. I was like, you're gonna definitely need some space and to display that. And that's something you would probably display as itself, maybe by itself, rather than with something else besides like what the Flexon was saying, so as far as a Frank Miller picture behind it. But this needs a space of its own.
Yeah, for sure. And we got A-House Nights, and yeah.
So
and I don't know, like if we have there's so many Batmans out there at the moment. Like, was it last week? Prime One came out with their Batman of the Future. Was it the Batman Beyond? Like here in Germany, they call it Batman of the Future, but in America, I guess it's called
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond, and like last year they came out with this. Was it the Batman versus Superman? Like,
still haven't forgotten about that. I really,
I'm still.
I'm surprised you didn't get that.
Who said that? Who said that?
I forgot who said that as well, but I'm surprised you didn't get this.
It's not shipping yet. You know that. It's still on pre-order.
Wow.
It's still on pre-order, and this is a third scale piece. So on the pictures, like, I always think this statue looks. I love this diorama. I think for any Batman or DC fan, this is I think it's a must-have.
Oh, no doubt. When they showed that the year that they showed this, I was just. That was a jaw dropper. I was at work watching this, and I was like, "What?" Only problem I got, I have nowhere. If I were able to get this, I have nowhere to display that. Nowhere. That's like a centerpiece of your collection where you obtain this.
For sure. This is third scale. It's like on the pictures, it looks so small, and it's kind of hard to get a feel how this is going to be third scale. Like, I don't know. It's just, I think you need like someone standing next to it to actually understand how big this statue is, or this diorama.
How many boxes do you think it'll come in?
I think it says it comes in 3 boxes.
It would have to be 3, I would think.
I'm sure you need just 1 box for the base. This is a huge. I think 1 box will definitely just be the base. Like here it says product carton boxes comes in 3. It's 3 boxes this thing comes in. So,
yeah.
So like, you're gonna need just 1 huge box for the base. For
UPS people wouldn't like me if I would order this.
And I think the height of the statue it's just the light pole that makes it up, makes the height of the statue. That makes it even bigger, even though it looks pretty awesome. And I don't know, like there must be some kind of picture. So like next, I think I saw one next to a person. So where you can actually get a feel for how big this thing is in reality. So Batman, what was it? What was this? Superman. I don't know. Let's see if there was. I think here this is a. I think there's no. Sorry for the interruption there. But you can see,
all good.
you just need this stupid advertisement. I hate that. I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I think when you see it next to that guy,
that's just insane. It's close to almost life size, pretty much.
Like when you see it next to him, I think you can get an idea of how big that thing really is. Because like on the pictures, it doesn't look like third scale, I believe. Here you can get a better feel like how big this thing is really going to be. Flexos, I'm just getting into hobbies, so I am all in. But I came from collecting smaller things, comic figures, movies, different collectibles.
Same thing. That's how I started out. Small things. I used to collect action figures back in the 90s. It was all action figures, and then started seeing all these advertisements, further on the year, Sideshow and all that. In 2016, I think, that was my first quarter scale piece. I got the Sideshow's classic Superman, and that was a game changer. Since then, been part of the game.
I totally agree with you, Rome. And I started off also with Sideshow. those are no comparison to XM. Once you lick blood from XM Studio statues, it's almost no way back coming into Sideshow.
Nope.
It's just.
Although I go back.
No, I'm not saying like Sideshow.
I told you I sold my soul to Sideshow, so.
But it's still, it's just sometimes just the paint job. It's not just, of course, there are always, even now, there are some Sideshow statues that are really interesting. But generally speaking, it's also, like when you see the XM and their bases, it's just a whole new level, I think. And but I'm sure Flexzone, you'll reach there soon too.
Yeah, you'll get there. Welcome to the dark side. Let's just say. Welcome to the
maybe
dark
this
side.
Batman. Yeah, maybe this Batman might be something for you. If you get this Batman, or you want to go all in and get that Batman on motorcycle here, and get his Bat Cycle, and maybe this might be something for you. And so once you get this, trust me, there's no way back, man.
There's no way back. Like when I got that Ultron, that was my first XM piece. Getting that Ultron, I was just like, I made it. I just basically said I made it.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. It's listen. All the companies have their strong points. Sideshow has their strong points. XM has theirs. Prime One has theirs. They're the big three, and nobody else.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no, you got some people that are coming up now. Queen Studios,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you just got your first.
I just got mine. It's right here next to you. You guys see it, man. This beast here, you see.
Come on, man. That's.
You got my. Let me just.
That's just superb.
If you see it like that.
Wow.
Queen Studios, Hulk on throne. This is my first Queen Studios statue, and
it's
just beautiful.
It really is. I mean, that's wow. I mean, and they're gonna. I can't wait to see what else they're gonna present. As the further we go, so they're definitely gonna. And who knows? They're gonna probably end up knocking one of those three out of the category.
I mean, Queen Studios is a relatively new company, and
they're gonna get bigger. They're gonna get bigger.
Sure, I have no doubt about that. For all those statues they've been showing recently, they've been doing so well, and the details on this Hulk, wow! Trust me, some parts are even better than XM Studios. You know how much I'm a fan of XM Studios, and
exactly.
You know how I have to be honest though, like the way they did the stone on this Hulk. I think the paint job on that was even better than XM. I have to say that honestly.
Yeah, they slowly dragging you in, taking you from.
Yeah, I mean they have that Batman who laughs on throne too, like Queen Studios. I don't know. Have you seen that? Like,
I haven't seen. I don't think I've really seen that one. I might have, but I didn't really.
No problem. We'll just bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up. Let me see what it.
I mean, that thing is that's on my list too. Like, let's bring it up. And
yeah, I've seen it, man. See,
I mean, look at this. I think this is a grail. Like, come on.
That's pretty creepy. Yeah, come on.
Come on, look at this. Like, I mean, this is a centerpiece statue in my eyes. It would be because if you just put this into a display case, you would be hiding this beautiful part here on the back. I mean, this kind of Easter eggs like Queen Studios adding to their statues. This statue needs some turntable to give you her whole 360 feel.
No doubt.
I mean, look at these details here.
That's insane.
You got like Prime 1, the creme de la creme flex on. Their Prime 1 is very good. Like, sure, I think they're head to head, I guess, with XM.
It's my next mission to get a Prime 1. I've yet to get a Prime 1.
Okay, and look, we have in the house. We have Buck in the house. Nice, you could make it.
Been a while.
Hey, nice to have you in after so long.
Yeah, man.
I'm happy you could make it. How are you doing? Everything good?
Yep. We're good. You guys talking about this piece? This one I like.
We were like, I don't know, show us first about the Batman? What's it? The new XM Studios. The XM Studios.
Batman.
Yeah. We were just discussing how Queen Studios is like just starting up and all their new phenomenal statues, and how head to head they are with XM Studios Prime 1, and that they're partially even doing better than those companies. Yeah, their details.
The crazy thing is, a statue I would have liked to be amazing is one of their few statues that's awful. The Spider-Man one with the Spider-Verse. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen. Which one is that?
Which one is that?
No one knows it because it's an awful statue.
From Queen Studios?
Yeah, Queen Studios Spider-Verse.
Let's see. I mean, which one was that? Just that one. This one here.
Yeah,
this one. Let's have a look at it. What's bad about that? I don't see. That's a pretty good statue, I think. Nobody wants to have this?
No,
it's a nice diorama, I think.
Even this is like, prototype and stuff. There's like some pictures of it. Alex from Red Titan also had like a video showing it in person. It's just, I don't like it at all. The celebrity texture on the mouse.
What's up, Dennis?
Awesome. What's up,
Hi, Dennis? I hope you're safe. All of you are doing well.
Yeah, I hope you're safe over there, Dennis. You're safe over there.
Yeah, nice. You could make it though. Nice. Yeah. Even though.
I like how Miles looks. They did a good job on Miles.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't like that leather like texture on it. Like it, if you think about it, it's like it doesn't make sense. It's like how does he breathe through leather?
I mean, how does Spider-Man like breathe? Like, how does Spider-Man? How does Spider-Man? Like, I don't know. Maybe.
I can buy like Spider-Man has some special fabric, or like a see-through, sort of like it's a mesh fabric that it's breathable, it stretches, but like when it looks like leather, man, it's just I was like I'm not convinced.
I can
And
see what you're saying.
then the base also I don't really like the way they're sculpted, and then the base looks like cheese.
I, I can
you
do it.
you gonna ruin it, but for somebody that do want to get it, because now it look like on hot
I
craft
do.
cheese and stuff now.
Like, the stuff that comes out of the spray can, man.
Yeah, that's what it does. Yeah, the cheese whiz.
Oh,
I think it's the glossy finish that makes it look like cheese.
I think Sculpt 2 isn't doing it much.
Yeah.
Like, if that's an explosion, why does it look like that? Like, what is that exactly? And
I mean,
then,
I think it's the color too. If they would have added some red tones to it because
okay,
it
I
would.
would ask you, what do you think that is?
I would have. I mean, before you mentioned the cheese, I would have
Yeah.
believed.
You thought it was an
Before,
explosion, right?
before
But then you look at the stuff coming out on the side. It looks the shape. It makes it look like slime.
there's some truth in there. Like, but I mean, like before you mentioned it, like I can see what you're saying. Like, that's why I like to have you around. Like, but like you bring those kind of ideas, and that's.
Uh,
I
I
mean,
wish
like
this was good. It's not
I
for
think
me.
I think it would have been. I think it's also the fact that it's just orange and it doesn't have the red tones.
Hmm.
Because if we look at I mean, the Batman statue here has
That's some
something
cheese.
similar, but it has more like red tones to it. So
Yeah, and it's also like not a huge focal point on the statue. So
no,
even
it's
if it
not.
was even if it was bad, you could just ignore it. But like on that statue, it's just like explosion of cheese coming out from behind them.
Okay.
It's not all. It's also not like the best renditions of the
Yeah.
characters. The cool thing is though, it seems like I think it's pretty affordable and it's quarter scale. So that's 3/4 scale characters.
What do you think about the statue? Do you think it's a good one? It's a bad
This
one?
this one, this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
I haven't spent too much time looking at it. I
Yeah.
I
Just came
saw
out like.
it and it doesn't do anything for me. I'm leaning towards I don't like it.
Yeah.
Let not say I don't like it. I don't care about it. It doesn't have any. It's not an impactful statue.
I agree with that. Like, I mean, this time, I mean, fuck with me, like, we have these discussions all the time, but this time I gotta agree with you. I have the feeling, I think it's, for me, it's the portrait too. The portrait, like, with this closed mouth, he seems kind of cold, as I said before, too, Rome. If he had a little bit more dynamic kind of face, and a face
Yeah, for
expression,
me, it's the dynamic. It could have been more dynamic, but again,
or maybe his hand, like, his hand is, like, kind of empty in a way. If he would have, I mean, it does have a switch out, I believe, with was it the gun? Is
I
it the
can s-
harpoon?
I can see what the bird's trying to do, but even though they're trying to do a dynamic pose, it still kind of looks stiff, and it's just because there's certain like joints that it still needs to break. Oh Lord Jesus!
Jeez, yeah.
I
Jeez, yeah.
Mm.
It's,
And this bass, man.
base is dynamic. It looks, but I don't know. As I said to Rome before, it seems too small for the character in a way. It's like how should I say, unusual for XM Studios in a way. Maybe it's, as I said, it might be different when you see it in person, but
I definitely believe it'll be a lot different experience when you see it up close. Again, hopefully I'll be able to go to New York Comic Con next month, and I'm wondering if this will be there because if it is,
Fingers crossed.
yeah.
You guys after this?
Um,
You
um,
want this?
I don't. I think like here's what I meant. Like here's what your cheese description.
I
Do you
was
think?
thinking that earlier. That looked like Cheetos.
I mean,
So
just this look. I think, as I said, like this one has like more red tones to it. That's why.
if go ahead, sorry.
No, okay, no, that's why I think like compared to the Spider-Man Queen Studios, like here the whole thing is just like more orangey,
Hmm.
and the XM Batman here has some more red tones to it compared to that one. So I
Yeah.
think you can get more the feel of the flames to it.
I statue. Uh, um, the base. There's a lot of repeating things that I've seen in there. That I've seen it on so many XM statues. I'm kind of the see that like tentacle like thing that wire.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this
See
year, yeah.
that on all the bases now. X-Men, doesn't matter what like thing is. And it's like, because it's like is there's a brush, you just use a Z brush and you drag and you get that tentacle. And everyone and like just like now they're just doing it, put in everything. And like, when you see that, it looks and you constantly seeing it and everything, it feels like they're not trying to do something cool or new with their design each time. And I really don't like the color choices for the bases. If you were to take all the XM bases like they've done recently, it's the same colors you'll see. Even like if you're thinking about the metals, like there's just like a brownish grayish blob for everything. If you go look at the white knight that you had on screen, is similar colors, and maybe sometimes like they'll have like a patina, like
Yeah,
brownish
but
grayish
I,
blob.
yeah, but I think the
Oh,
difference, I think, like if I could say, like difference to this one is like here you have kind of the street kind of scene. They're trying to create the scene
mhm,
of a street of a road. Maybe it's like the entrance to the maybe the Wayne Manor or something.
mhm.
But I mean, the streets are dark and gray. But whereas compared to the new Batman, you have this mechanical, like maybe spaceship kind of scenery they're trying to create there.
I like the bike in this. I
I mean, that's a whole yeah.
I like the Batman himself. I'm not in love with the base, and it's just like it's too much texture,
Too
right?
much.
It's like yeah, it's too pronounced in some places. Like if I go outside, like I'm not the ground isn't this bumpy, like this raised with like this kind of like gritty texture everywhere on like it doesn't look like this. It's a bit too pronounced in some areas. You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying,
And
but
like
um, I may say like if I just may say like as like on like modern roads or so, that's I agree with you. You're right there, but as you can see, like here we're talking about like from you can see with that pole, I believe it's supposed to be in a maybe more older, I should say, an older maybe 100-year-old building that's been used up over the years.
y-
Maybe on that kind of area, you might get this more abused kind
yeah,
of area,
you know
roads.
why like I don't buy that is because that you get that like porous looking rock and like texture you're getting is all over the base. It's not just on a specific kind of rock. It's like on the concrete, on the asphalt, on the gargoyle, on the metal. It's everything, and it shouldn't be like that. Like a material quality should represent, like you should try to represent the material realistically for what it is, right? But there's this habit of just throwing like one texture on everything and like cranking it up in the software and making it like overdone and overpronounced when like not everything should have that same texture, and like it shouldn't all be super rough. Different things have different levels of roughness,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course. Like, I mean, that's your opinion, and you're free to have that. And I can see what you're saying. Like, it's maybe it's a matter of taste too. I don't know. Some people may. I mean, you're looking at it as we know you from a from a
No,
point of
no, 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 no,
opinion.
no. Stop, 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 stop. It's not my opinion. That's
It's
what it is in real life. I
okay.
just want to like you might not agree with that, right? Well,
Okay.
I just want to say like in reality, not everything is gonna be the same roughness, right? And
Sure. Of
on
course.
this, it's like everything is super rough and it's the same. And that's
Mhm.
like, I mean, do you agree that everything is super rough on this and the same?
Yeah, I agree. It is rough. Like
And
when you say it now, I agree with that. It is. It does look very rough and very
on the base,
textured.
right?
It is very
And
textured.
sorry, I just want to then like layer that into the next point, which is that in reality, like every you're not gonna look at like the bricks they're using are not gonna be the same as that like gray metal. Sorry, no, that gray stone that is capping the brick, right? And it's not
Yeah.
gonna be the same kind of stone they use for the gargoyle. And it's not gonna be like there's no way it's gonna be the same as it shouldn't be as pitted and rough as the metal as well, right? Because that's just not what it will look like in real life. And so like I get it. Someone might just see that and they might like that regardless, right? But I'm just saying like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. What do you say about that, Ron? Like, how do you feel about Buck's comment?
I mean, I get what Buck is saying. I understand his viewpoints. I still think that doesn't deter the fact that it's a great statue. I mean, I still think it's a great statue. But Buck as usual brings up some great points. There are some rough spots, but for me, I don't think it takes away from the piece. I think it's still a great piece. You
Yeah,
know.
let me not say like I don't hate this statue by any means.
Mm,
Like it's just like if I was looking at this when I was looking at this statue and I think I wanted to buy it, the base was really bothering me. And I was just thinking, oh man, I can't because like I don't want this like that was the thing that kind of like pushed me back and kind of like maybe his portrait a little. I wish his portrait was maybe a bit more like Sean's like comic style, right? Like, with the stubble sticking out and stuff from his face. Um,
But
but
if
otherwise, like it's still a good statue.
but if I may say, like, the thing on this statue is that I think the base, how should I say, is very quiet. I think, like, unlike some other statues, the main attention on this statue actually goes immediately to the Batman, to Batman and his cycle, like, I mean, his bat
Mhm.
cycle, and the base is, how should I say, it's very quiet. There's not too much going on the base, and therefore, I think when you look at the statue, I mean, the attention immediately goes to Batman and his bat cycle. So the base and everything, I think, is maybe the second thing or third thing you might be paying attention to.
I agree. I agree with that partly. Like, I think I agree with you on the fact that you're definitely gonna focus in on the bike and Batman first. But I think that's more because of the composition than how much like the detailing is done, like the surface detail. I really love the bike. I think it's fantastically done. Like, and there's a good balance of surface detail. So you can see like the paneling on the front, the armored parts. See all those scratches you have on that?
Yeah,
So they're looking
yeah.
at it, oh, we just got like a piece of sheet metal on there, and they're thinking, how do we make that more interesting? So they do several panels, different cuts, and they break the shape like a bit on the sides, right? And then they do the bullet holes and the scratches on the surface to make it look like, okay, this is something that's been used, it's seen some action, and like there's some kind of story that's being told about thing when you look at it, right? I like that. It's cool. It really works for me. Yeah, I'm just like I just feel like that kind of subtlety with putting like detail in a way that it tells the story, right? And it's
Mhm.
just it's working. It makes it still makes it. It's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering. I'm not seeing that kind of subtlety that was put into Batman and the motorcycle into the base, right? And even the crazy thing is, this motorcycle, I saw some when you're showing pictures, I saw something else that's on this motorcycle that's like a brush that you drag, right? It's done in a good way, right?
Yeah.
And that thing is also on the other Batman statue,
What is
but
it
it's
like?
like but it's just the belt fed like cartridges. See those on the base. See the
These things?
cartridges. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's on
Yeah.
the motorcycle as well.
Yeah, it's on the open version, like the on
Yeah, and it's the exact
this things
same.
here.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking that too before, like what those parts could be. And yeah, let's just take a look at the comments. Like here it says, Master Fair said, "Why is Batman wearing a brown leather belt when black leather belts are just as common?" Okay, I think he's yeah, I don't know. And on the XM piece says,
I wanted to make a fashion statement.
yeah, I think so. Tack on another $500 for attention to detail. And what's up, Buck Cash? And snap your
What's
back.
up,
And
Cash?
Edwin, I see you, Buzz. And yeah, and yeah, it's as you said here, like we can, yeah, you can see, like which way would you display this if you had it with the closed version or the open here?
I'd alternate like weekly.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have to alternate.
Yeah,
Like from what I've heard, this assembling the statue is a pain in the ass from what I heard, and
yeah. It
taking these
gets
parts,
I can
repetitive.
taking
imagine.
like, taking these parts, taking this statue like apart and reassembling like the switch outs, it's going to
Right.
be, I think, quite a lot of work from what I've heard.
I don't know though. Like, isn't the don't you just have to take off the panel and then it reveals everything inside, or do you need? Are there like some things that you need to remove and put back on other
I
than
think
the
there,
panel?
I think there are a few things you have to remove. Like, I mean, don't take me by the word. I am not. I am. I mean, I haven't had the statue in my hand, but from what I heard, like from some people, like everyone had the statue. They said assembling it the first time is a lot of work, and
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass. So, but
Yeah.
maybe once you have it assembled, switching out these panels like from the side, those armor pieces might be easier. Like, I'm
You
not.
definitely don't want to do that live.
No, for sure not. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even did Batman statue collector do that live? He got a prototype. I think once he did a live unboxing of this with someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. I think with Jeff Delaney.
Yeah,
This statue is pretty awesome. Yeah.
it is.
I like it a lot. The artist that did it, I was already a huge fan of their work already, and it's just what's it called? That the base thing and the portrait. I wish they gave you like a more comic like portrait that was more like
I
Sean's
agree with
work,
that.
Yeah,
right?
I wish there would be a portrait switch out. Like here, they have that something like the statue. Like I mean, like this Batman and the Cycle Batman have in common is the portrait. They look very similar. They have this closed mouth, kind of cold portrait here.
Hmm.
Maybe something, maybe a portrait with more expression would be nice. Like they have a similar portrait here, so
Yeah, it's kind of like a
it's
what do
just
you
like
call it?
maybe some more expression would have been nice in the face.
I would
Like,
say, yeah, a little bit more expression wouldn't hurt.
or
Yeah,
maybe they could have just added one more switch out for the portraits. That would have been a good thing, I think.
yeah. I'm like yeah. Another portrait. Yeah, and like this kind of almost neutral face as well
It is
would be
very
good.
neutral, yeah, and something maybe a little bit more expression could have.
Maybe one grit in his teeth, with a more comic style. I wish XM would they damn, if they I honestly I think if they did like a more like comic style from like the White Knight comics, I probably might have like looked at this one. I think I might have paid more attention to this because before they did the full reveal, I was really like excited about this.
Are you saying the statue's out for you? You wouldn't buy
I,
that
I
now?
I no longer want it. I wanted it
No.
before, but not anymore. There's too many things now that just don't work for me.
Okay.
I also yeah. Although the direction of the cape it seems like a Akira tribute.
Okay.
You know, you guys know Akira, right?
Sorry.
You know Akira, the anime, the movie, the
Oh,
one with
Akira.
yeah,
Yeah.
the red motorcycle,
Yeah.
and so like you know
Maybe
everyone
for
likes
people who
doing
don't know what that is, let's just
yeah,
let's just Google that and
search specifically for motorcycle scene. Yeah,
uh,
that image where he's sliding uh,
let's just I don't know, not no video, sorry, picture.
up
Yeah, this like
down.
this kind of,
Yeah, so it looks like that's what they're doing a tribute to this scene.
Yeah.
A lot of plays, a lot of like it's just a thing now. People like to do tributes to this.
you're saying this kind of pose hasn't been there before?
I don't know if it was a thing. It wasn't a thing before this movie. After this movie, a lot of like directors in their movies they would do tributes to Akira. That's like the motorcycle, and especially if it's the way the camera is framed, it's easier to tell that it's a tribute in a movie because they'll frame the camera the same way, and then the motorcycle will slide to a stop with his leg like that in that position.
Okay. Sorry. And
But
yeah, I
the
don't like.
most, the most
I don't know too much. I'm not an expert in this movie, but
I've
uh,
never seen it, so
I've heard the name. Let me put it that way, and I've seen the picture, but I haven't watched the movie. I have to be honest.
It's a great film. It's a classic
Was it a series or just the one movie?
movie. There's a manga, but there's a movie that
But there was no anime series for that.
no, not anime series.
Okay.
It's a good watch. It's just not really. It's not that long now.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just get back and check that out. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's see what Mustafa Far says. They should have turned the front wheel a little on that Batman. Yeah. I don't know. Let's just go back to that, and maybe you're right. Maybe they could have done that.
the way it's you look at this. First question that comes to mind: how the fuck does it turn?
I agree with that. Man. That's a
Well,
good point. Yeah.
that's not the first question that comes to mind. I just like asked the question because I was designing a similar motorcycle at some point, and my teacher kept asking me that. It was bugging me. I'm like, fuck it, doesn't turn. This looks cool. I'm bothered. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there. And sometimes it doesn't matter. We're not here. We're not engineers. We're just here to make it look cool.
Just
Actually,
when you think about the neck and the trunk of like a motorcycle and how that's supposed to turn the thing on a chart, like you just look at all that bulky shit that's going on there. How do you turn it with just that?
you got something. Like, yeah, man, that movie was made in the '80s. I guess he's talking about the Akira. Of
Yeah.
course,
Kara.
someone would do it again. So, well, there's a similarity, but you're sure they took that from Kaneda?
The leg, the fact it's a motorcycle, direction that his cape is flowing, I'm assuming that he's coming to a stop and skidding to a stop. You know, that's what makes me think about.
I think
And
they.
just like that, I know it's like Akira, man.
Yeah. Like it looks like here he's looking like he's gripping the brakes, like you can see here
Yeah,
on his left side. He's
yeah,
holding the brakes, and I don't know if he's making a U-turn just like to attack again or so, or if he's braking.
yeah.
It's hard to tell.
I just assume. I think yeah, because if he was moving straight, his cape will be flowing behind him, not like not in this direction. You know, because he's sliding
Yeah.
in this direction, so his cape is trailing behind in the direction he's moving from. That's why
Maybe,
I'm feeling very certain that it's a tribute to Akira.
but you can see like the brake spots on the
Oh yeah, you can
on
see
the
that.
ground. You can see that
Yeah.
here. You can see
Yeah.
where it's like scraped off the
Hmm.
from the tire,
Yeah.
and so he's like in the motion of just the back wheel just turning
Hmm.
like around.
Yeah. You guys were talking about some Queen Studios Batman statues before, right?
The
Uh,
Batman
You
who
were
laughs.
The Batman Who Laughs.
Batman
So
Who Laughs
Yeah.
specifically,
that was what we were
right?
talking about before, yeah. And that was
And
this.
you were comparing it to, were you comparing it to the other one, the XM stuff? And just is it more like what made you come to this?
No, it was like I don't know. Last week I uploaded the video or the Queen Studios video of the new Hulk on Throne.
Hmm.
Was it this one? I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see it.
the guy you Hulk on throne.
I don't know if you can see that. And I just got that in, and so we were just talking about. I mean, this is my first Queen Studio statue, and how awesome Queen Studios has been doing in the past, and whether they will I mean, take over or catch up, do better than XM Studios or Prime One.
Hmm.
And I would say this Hulk is insane. The paint job's amazing, details, the way you put it together. The only difficult thing about the statue is the weight. Like the Hulk and the base is one whole thing,
Hmm.
and you need two people to get it out of the box. I mean, it's manageable alone, but I wouldn't want anyone to risk.
Dangerous.
It's very dangerous,
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't do it. Not
I don't
trust
want
that
me,
to have
bad.
him in charge
you don't want to
anything
do it.
super heavy.
And
This one looks pretty cool as well. I just don't like the logo in front, and I feel it's too wide. I feel like they could have chopped it down a bit. You know, pull those robins in, maybe put them on his one in front of him, one of the ones in front of him, and then another one like kind of like hanging off the side of the throne as well. The one on the left, and then it could chop the base in closer. Always like it when the statue isn't too wide.
I don't think it is that wide. I mean, they have the measurements here somewhere. It might look like that on the picture. Sorry, but when you look, let's just take a look at the measurements, and here it says height length 56 centimeters and width 70. Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess it's about the same width as the Hulk here, and it is pretty wide statue, and you're probably right about that. And 67 centimeters in height. I think it's got a similar measurements as the Hulk here,
Hmm.
but
But
I think
it's not necessarily just about the numerical values. It's just like the balance, like how it looks visually, right? Again, I would have liked it. Basically, I feel like you can still pull it in closer, like make it a tighter composition, right? And
mhm,
it's not like this is awful or anything. You know, sometimes when I'm like saying stuff I would have liked to have seen differently, some people
mhm.
might think that I'm saying something is like a terrible statue or like it's
No,
awful. Like, you
I don't
know,
think so.
there's still like things that I like about the piece, right? But I
I
guess
think what you
also I have a tendency to start with the the negative stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, it's good. And keep the best for last. So keep the best.
yeah,
So I think I can see what you're saying. You think maybe there's it's too much going
wasted
on. Like,
space.
sorry,
I feel
waste.
like it's waste like they don't need to put stuff on the side. It's starting to get like too much. It's like and those robins, you could actually pull them closer. Even if you have to take off some of the ghouls on the chair to pull them in, that would be better than having all this. I feel like there should just be a small like base, as sort of like the base after the chair, the throne. There should be like a small lip on the sides, and then like terminate the statue, end it there, right? Instead of having it extend further out like the way it's doing right now.
And I think my opinion is what they were trying to do here is to get the feel of having all those ghouls like just like running after each other, just trying to climb up and
Mm-hmm.
catch their space on the throne. Like that's
Throne, yeah.
it's like just like you have like in the alien movies, you see like all those aliens just running on top of each other, and that's I think that's the kind of feel they were trying to create here. It's just like they're just they don't no one cares about the other one. They're just like running on top of each other,
Yeah.
and that's I think that's the kind of feel that we're trying to create here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I think like, you know, again, I guess I already made the point. It's just I would like space is such a premium, right? You can chop off like so much. There's so much that you can still keep those two Robins, pull them in closer, and make the statue so much smaller. You know, by just chopping off the ends on the side, and you pull them in, and you can still keep those ghouls on the throne. It's just that now the Robins on each side would be, maybe you could pull one of them forward to the front, and then another one would be on the armrest,
Mm.
and I don't know.
Okay. Okay, that's just interesting. Let's just take a look at the comments again, and here we have. You can always just cut off the sides.
Huh.
I thought about it,
Yeah.
Sam. I thought about it. I thought about it. It was on my mind, but like I'm just thinking, would I do that to a statue that's this expensive? Answer is no. I'm not. I'm not that brave. Uh,
Yeah.
plus,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
So
I'm not that brave.
okay. Okay. Rate 80. So yeah. So what else? There's nothing wrong with discussing the negatives. Otherwise, everything is perfect. So yeah, if everything was perfect, why would we be doing this show? So our shows wouldn't have any point. So
Nope.
it's good.
What do you guys? Because they got like there's three Batman statues I want from this company. I want this one. I want the Batman on throne, and I want the what's it called? Bloodstorm Batman.
Bloodstorm Batman. Let's just look at this comment. Way too much. I agree. Way too much width, as Samuel says. And Buck said, we appreciate peeps that can critique a statue. Plenty of people out there just gush about the positives. If everything was positive, people would be bankrupt within a few hours. So if everything was people would be
Thank God.
maybe it's good. Like so, yeah. So I mean, that Batman on throne, like that was another awesome statue. Like, let's just take a look at that. Where was that? I think it was one of the first ones, probably, isn't it? No, that's was this one?
Can you
isn't
guys
it?
hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you.
we
Okay,
can hear you.
I disconnected my headphones by mistake.
No, no problem. We can hear you. I think was this Batman on Throne you were saying talking
Yeah,
about?
I love this one, but the premium version, the one with the Angel
Yeah,
of Death.
yeah.
Only thing I don't like is got the Panthers with them, and it don't really make sense to have Panthers with them.
Yeah, I never understood the concept. Like for me, this was a combination of Game of Thrones and Black Panther.
Yeah, that's the only
And
thing I don't
It
like
doesn't make
about it.
sense. It doesn't make sense for Batman. It just looks fucking cool.
people say like this was part of the Dark Knight's metal or something, and people
It
say
was-
this was comics, but I've never seen a picture of it.
No, it's just a cover. It's taken from a cover. I don't think this was actually in the books. This was a cover.
Nevertheless, it still looks pretty awesome. It
Mhm.
looks phenomenal.
Yeah, you know what they do so like a cover and it has nothing to do with anything inside the book. So this is just a cool cover. Someone there, I can't remember who
I
did
don't
it.
I don't know if any.
Might have been Capullo, but
Have you seen the cover like that shows this?
yeah. And
Which one is that? Like if
I
because I
can't
haven't seen it.
remember. Try it might be Greg Capullo. That did it. I'm not too sure. Maybe someone
Who was it?
comments
What's the name?
Greg, Greg.
Yeah.
Capullo.
Greg.
Yeah.
CA.
Great artist.
P.
Uh,
Capullo.
Greg. CAP. Oh, I said it. I press Greg. Use Greg Capullo.
LLO.
Oh,
And then
and
try add Batman on Throne. See,
Batman on Throne.
can't remember which
I
issue,
forgot
but
that.
I know it was just cover art. It
Yeah,
wasn't
sure.
wasn't in the book, and it might not
Cover.
even be Greg,
I
but
don't know. It might. I mean, that's why we're here to trying to find out. So because like everyone says like it was part of the, but I've never
scroll
seen
down.
the picture. Like,
It's and the actual artwork is taken from is pretty abstract. It's like really dark, so the amount of information they're able to extrapolate from that is quite impressive. It might not have been Greg.
I don't know if anyone out there watching now knows where it's from. Please
Take
comment
out
on
take
that.
out the Greg Capullo part and just type in Batman on Throne cover.
Yeah, I will.
Uh,
I mean, we have like something here, but it doesn't look like that. I don't
that's a
think this is it.
custom statue.
This is, I don't know, this is like a Justice League thing. No.
I got Medlock contingency.
I maybe this. I don't know.
No, that's not
No,
it.
this is not it. Because I know
I've
like people
seen
have
I've,
been
I've, I've seen it before.
okay. I'm sure you have, but it's
It's
just
it's it's I can't remember the artist. It
okay. I
might have
could.
been a variant cover.
Is this no
No.
similar? But I don't think it is. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, it's still. It doesn't change the fact that this is a phenomenal statue.
hmm I
I
love
mean,
this.
if you
I
get, go ahead.
So my least favorite part of this is the Batman. And
I
it's not like I hate it. It's just not like it's my least favorite part of the statue. It's crazy.
are you still considering to get this?
If the funds are there, after I gotta get over the current hump I'm on, and I have too many statues on pre-order. Yeah, and so looking at the detective 1000 from Prime One, my first 1/3. That
Yeah,
one is
okay.
pretty awesome. You know, I actually like that statue. It was gonna be the statue I would pick, but now that I've seen the other Fabok Batman where he's crouched above Penguin, I would get that one instead. It takes up less space, but you're not getting only Batman with that. But the first one is pretty awesome as well. I was thinking before I realized I don't have the space for getting a bunch of 1/3s. I was gonna get that one and Wonder Woman versus Hydra.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman versus Hydra is insane. Like that, I think that's. I'm not a huge Wonder Woman fan, but when I saw that thing, it was insane.
Yeah, that one is coming home.
I have no
Oh,
doubt.
really?
Yeah, I pre-ordered that one a while back. Around the same time I pre-ordered Red Death, but recently, because I was moving, I thought I was gonna sell all my statues
Yeah.
when I was moving, and then I sold my Red Death, but I didn't actually need to sell it. But when I move back, maybe in a few months, I think I'll buy Red Death again.
Yeah, you gotta get that. You gotta bring that back to the collection. That Red Death is awesome.
Yeah, man, it is beautiful
Oh,
piece.
oh, you had the Red Death and you sold it again?
Yeah, I was trying. I sold another statue as well. I sold my guts because I was trying to sell. I was gonna sell everything
Okay.
because I thought I was gonna have to get rid of my place. If you notice, I'm in a new.
Yeah, I've noticed
Yeah,
that.
and there's no statues in here. Um, I'm like I moved to Texas, so I'm in a completely
What?
different state, and I'm not even the place I'm in. This is not my house. This is not my apartment or anything. I'm staying with
Okay.
family. and because of that, I can't put statues in here, and just like
Okay.
the
Yeah.
whole logistics of moving stuff. I thought I was gonna have to sell all my stuff, but I got some time to like come to a decision. I have like a few more months. But before I thought it was gonna be, I would need to sell everything within the span of like 2 weeks. But this
Okay.
some things changed, and so I already started selling stuff before I found out that I had more time than I thought.
Okay.
So so now I'm
Yeah.
out of 2 statues.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to give up a pre-order that I had on for a custom on that custom emperor. I had to unfortunately get that up. I had to give up my spot because things come up and I couldn't commit to it anymore. And
Yeah.
pains to see a lot of people got theirs in. It would have gone nicely with that Vader I got from the
Vader.
same group,
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
Maybe
Don't
that.
would renting a storage be part of an option for you?
For me,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the thing. I didn't even need to rent a storage. I literally still have my apartment back in Washington, so I just left
Okay.
all my statues there. I thought I was gonna have to cancel my lease and get rid of all that, but I don't. Right.
Okay.
So
But you still own
yeah,
the statues. You didn't sell like all of them. It's just there's in a different place.
the ones I didn't sell, they're still back in my place in Washington.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, but I don't have them with me here. Yeah.
Are you planning to go back soon, or is
I'll,
it going to be a while?
maybe a few months. I'll go back, but right now it's not even an option to. Yeah,
Yeah, this is like wow, Buck. Those are two statues I'm seriously considering. Wonder
Wonder
Woman vs.
Woman
Hydra
versus
and
Hydra
Detective
and
1000.
Detective 1000. If you gotta
Yeah,
pick one, I say go with Wonder Woman. Easy.
yeah. That's different. That's a really tough choice, but I think I would agree with you. I would go with the Wonder Woman.
It's not tough for me, man. It's
Is it
like
not?
out of the three fabric pieces they came out with early on, you had the Detective 1000, Wonder Woman, and the Superman versus Doomsday. This is the best statue out of all of them.
What was the
Comp,
third one?
comp
What was the third one after the 1000?
Superman versus Doomsday.
Oh yeah, that. Okay, that's
That I don't like that statue at all.
no.
His
I don't like that either.
his abdominals they don't look right,
I love the Batman versus Joker. Like that thing is
and his obliques, his serratus, like the way the muscles look, they don't look right on the piece.
Doomsday.
But this Wonder Woman is just so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree with that. I think this was. I mean, like I think at Prime One is coming out with this whole um,
Mhm.
DC diorama statues.
Yeah,
But
I'm not a fan of this.
yeah, this is like the worst out of all of them, I think.
Wasn't really a fan of this either.
It's just so uniform and it looks wrong. It doesn't look right.
Okay, I think, but I mean the Batman versus Joker diorama. I think it's just huge.
That one's pretty
Yeah, I
awesome.
love. I think it's just the problem with that statue is the cape of Batman.
It's
I
too
mean,
big.
it looks great, but someone's going to need a lot of space to display that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks. I mean, visually, it's outstanding. I think,
Well,
but
good
it's just.
news. Prime One is not doing 1/3 like multiple character dioramas anymore. After that,
You think so?
um, yeah, if they do any multiple character stuff, it'll be that you can buy two statues and put them together, like the Joker and Punchline and the Batman and Penguin. But where the characters are like a diorama like this and it's one statue, they're not doing it in 1/3 anymore.
I think
Costs too much.
the statue is. I think it's phenomenal. Like, it's a great
Yeah.
statue.
Yeah.
The only
This.
thing, like, I'm just like wondering is like you see Batman is like
Mhm.
he's holding the cape in his hands.
How much is
Uh,
this?
uh, it's not going to be cheap for sure. I mean, it's a $2,600. Like,
So like think about this because of when this released, and then the Wonder Woman versus Hydra is like $1,500.
is it that much
But yeah,
cheaper?
because it released like way back before prices spiked like crazy, and so it's significantly cheaper. So I mean, Batman has them
Yeah, you're right. It is like $1,100 cheaper.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to that. You're right. It is like, wow.
So
Maybe
the statue is a no-brainer for me, man.
maybe Prime One realized like people love the statue, so when they said maybe making a better Batman and a Superman diorama, they can put up the prices since there'll be enough people to buy it. So
yeah, I think it's just like everything's gotten more expensive. I think about statues that when they put out the prices, they've already secured like a contract with the factory, so they don't need to like, even if prices for materials spike up later on, I think they don't. It doesn't really affect them too much with costs, so they don't need to adjust the price. So like usually they're not going to adjust the price on older pieces. Most companies, so just keep any cost.
yeah, I mean, and we just asked. I just asked Ron before, like about the Sideshow, the Dark Knight Returns statue, like compared to the XM one, like Batman, like which one? What do you prefer? But
This versus the other the
this
XM,
one, this one.
I don't like the statue at all. This XM one, it's not even a question. The Sideshow wins. Like more color, even in the base, better application of colors. It's not overdone, overpowered.
Only
Like
thing we were concerned about is that leaning that could
leaning.
possibly right
Yep.
here.
What I was worried about is the material they used for this lightning thing, like
Mhm.
whether it might not break off because it looks very
It's pretty
fragile
thick.
to me. I don't know, it seems kind of fragile to me, and it must have some. And the base is pretty. I don't know. It looks very thin or small, and since there should be a huge peg, keeping it in place or something. Yeah.
Batman himself are probably pretty light, I think. That's probably how they. But the thing itself, the column of lightning is thick. It has like it's thicker than you would expect. But
It
this
is.
looks that's pretty cool. I have an issue though with the texturing on it a bit much, and it's like almost the same kind throughout. Almost.
I'm just wondering whether the bloody portrait is a must, like whether it has to be bloody. I don't think there's a switch out portrait even, is there? For this one, is there one?
No,
I don't think there's a switch out. There's no switch outs at all. There's also no exclusive for this, is there?
Mhm.
So
But people seem to like a lot of texture on their statues.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I like it. I just think it needs to be done in moderation. Areas where it's subtle, some areas where it's not so subtle, but like good balance, moderation. Like hold yourself back. Don't just go just because you got like this. Because you got a fire hose, don't spray all the buildings, even the ones that don't have fire on them.
Huh.
yeah.
The light up feature looked
So
pretty cool on this um at the last con.
yeah, Sideshow. Samuel says Sideshow Dark Knight for me. The XM doesn't appeal to me. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, it's just something's. It's a good statue. We were saying like with Rome before. It's like for someone to get started for their first Batman statue. I think it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not saying it's a bad statue for someone like to get their first or second Batman statue. I think it's something good to get into. But
The
it's when you compare it to some other companies, it's not so appealing. That's true.
Mhm. I'm trying to think of a XM statue that I liked and that came out like recently or they announced recently. There was that.
I think they have that picture here where it's. I think there was one where it's like next to a Superman. I think because they were trying to. We were said like before, like the basis. They were trying to kind of connect it to this new Superman they released recently.
Uh,
It has a similar base.
mhm.
So since it's the same line, they're trying to create a harmony between a connection between
What do
those
you guys think
two
of the
statues.
Superman?
Sorry.
What do you guys think about the Superman?
I think it's not a
Mm,
bad. I think it's
not
fairly
bad, but I
useful.
don't. Not nothing I would go out and get.
One, I'm not a huge Superman fan, but two, I think it's still a good statue for. What I like is this. I mean, this what's it?
Paradigm?
This cyborg or whatever it is. This robot.
Yeah, parademons.
Paradigms. That's it. That's right. And I think that's what makes this without that switch out option of this parademons, it would be a little bit boring. I would say, but with this extra switch out here, it gives it a whole new, puts it to a different level, makes it more interesting.
I don't like the face on Superman. I feel
I
like.
think
Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say like the last time I saw Superman I liked was a custom.
Like people always say, like I mean, the Superman Hush. I mean, you have different switch out options for the portrait here for the Superman.
Oh man, I don't like Hush, but I know a lot of people like it.
I, I have to agree with you. I'm not a big fan of the Superman Hush either. I
I
think
don't
for
like his
me,
portrait.
I mean, it's not like the portrait is just. I don't know. He's just pretty much for me. It's a little bit boring statue. And he's just like floating
That's
there. He's
how I
just.
feel. I just feel like it's just boring.
I mean, there's nothing going on. There's nothing
Wow, look
going
at
on.
this! All three of us agreed. That's
Oh
crazy.
wow, that's rare. Like
That's what I felt just looking at it.
And
It's like
and
just
and
don't
it's on
do
a
nothing.
statue everyone loves. A lot of people love at least.
of course, I mean,
Uh,
like a lot of people are still trying to get their hands on it. Like, but
Parademons got it.
don't do nothing for me. Just even
I don't.
I'm
Yeah,
It
and
seems so monotone.
that base is too big. It's too bulky.
It's just like
Or
he's
like
just like
the balance.
I don't know. For me, it's just like it's like kind of this museum pose kind of thing, and
I like his pose actually. The thing I don't like his portraits, and I don't like the angels on the side. I feel like you could pull them in closer.
no the Hush. I like the Hush Superman. I'm talking about the last Superman piece that you showed. That we were just
The
talking
Favok.
about.
Yeah, it was Favok. The last one we were talking about was Favok.
Yeah, that's
Or
the
do you
one.
mean XM? XM or Prime One?
The
you mean like
XM.
Okay,
next?
XM. No, I think the XM might be
Yeah, that
either
one.
Race.
I just don't. I don't know. It just don't do nothing for me. It just don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because I just feel like the classic Superman from Sideshow that I have just to me just tells the definite Superman. Even though it's a museum pose, it's still that Superman just has. You can tell he's getting ready. For action. He's got the stance is perfect. And I'm not that huge on the character as well. I'm not a huge Superman fan. I mean, you all grew up as Superman when we were kids, put on a towel, something with Superman. So it's just part of that.
Here it says Master Safara says seems XM did nothing to make their classic Batman stand out. They just made another Batman statue. I think I have to agree with that. I think you got a point there. And Samuel says Super has the most boring pose. If you have XM Apocalypse, put it on another wall along with all of the other victory poses. And it's also a thing with this pose. It's like this pose has been overdone by XM Studios and some other companies.
Yeah.
And Sculpted Cape Superman Hush is good, but
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah, Superman Hush is
But I
congrats.
think what I do like about this Superman is the fact that XM did not decide to make another base. Is the base like they didn't decide to make another one of these? Was it the Fortress of Solitude? Yeah, because I think that the concept of that fortress is overdone. And I'm good. I'm happy that it's good. And so I think with this switch out option, I think it's a good statue, but it's not the best one. I think they're just trying to create a whole new like Trinity or Justice League line here. And
I wonder if the Wonder Woman will be good. I
We'll
won't
see.
hold my breath though. Every now and then, the XM surprises me. I like the cheetah. I like the Kyle Rayner. I like the Swamp.
Yeah, I like
Thing.
that Kyle Rayner.
Those three statues are awesome.
I like the
They
Kyle
also got
Rayner.
other stuff I like.
So
Ultron is pretty awesome.
yeah,
It's most of the time I don't like stuff.
Yeah, that's good. So I think we've done quite a lot of, comparisons here, and I think any other things you want to describe or mention? One
Queen
more?
Studios Bloodstorm Batman.
Okay, no problem.
I love that piece.
Queen Studios Bloodstorm, this one here.
Yeah, it's got the Velis wings. The wings are like see-through.
Are they? Let's take a look.
If you shine a light, you get like a subsurface scattering effect. You see that? They're see-through, but when you put a light, you can see they're like real bat wings. Like if skin is very thin.
I'm not sure if it's from the paint job or whether it's hard to tell here whether it's the paint job or whether it's actually see-through.
You can see it now with the light. You see with the light there, you can see it.
Can you? Or it just looks like a reflection too? I don't know. It might be.
No, the light is shining through.
Okay.
You can see the real color of it there, and then you can see when it's like how your finger would look if you put like a light under it, like really close to it.
Okay.
It's like it's glowing from within. Same thing, yeah, with candle wax.
Okay, interesting. I'm just not. I'm sure it looks interesting, but I'm just not a fan of the concept. Bloodstorm, the concept.
I like it, and I like the base, and it's just like it was like an interesting one-off piece, and it's a great price. So like it's like an interesting statue. But
it is unique. It's a unique concept. It's something you don't see too much of. The details look amazing. I'm not saying this looks like a very nice statue. For people who like this kind of concept or this idea of Batman, but it might be. I don't know how big it does look nice, but it's just. This is a personal preference thing. So people like this concept. So, and how do you think about it, Ro?
I like the concept. It's something that I would get, probably not, but I like the concept that they did, and I like how they designed it. Gave it a really good, realistic approach. It's actually a pretty creepy piece in its own way.
It definitely is. It will definitely need, I think, a lot of lighting because it is such a dark piece. When you display it, I think it would need some lighting.
But it's got so many colors on it, right? It's another thing I like about this. Like you can see there's a lot of texture here, but it's like done like really well, I think. And I feel like there's also a good amount of color in it, like on the base and on his body. It's not just like gray or black. And it's got like some, even in the wing. The wings here look like a greenish, very desaturated green. And then he's got like on the joints, he's got like some reddish paint.
Yeah, on the outside is green. Wow.
Really cool. I like this piece.
Do you have it on pre-order or?
No, I don't. But like, I don't think it's gonna sell out. So if it sells out and I don't get it, then I don't get it. But if it's still around and I have,
if it's meant for you, you'll get it. If it's
that's it. That's exactly what it
That's what I think. Like I don't get angry if I miss out on a statue. I always think if a statue or anything is meant for you,
Yeah,
you'll definitely get it.
I know I'm not gonna pay aftermarket prices. If this is like beyond retail in the aftermarket, I'm not buying it. If and if it's available from retailers when I'm ready, then yeah, I'm on it. This one, the Batman on Throne from Queen, that's another one I'm not sure if it's gonna sell out because it's
It is
pretty
already sold
expensive.
out. I think it is already sold out.
Just on the website,
Yeah, on
a
the
lot of
website, but
yeah,
of
a
course
bunch of
they're
retailers still have it, right?
yeah for sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna get
let's.
them.
So Samuel says made room for the third scale, leaning towards Wonder Woman, Hydra, Detective Comics for the first two. Seriously considering Talon, Poison Ivy, or Red Death from the last spot.
Oh man, if you want my picks for one Thursday, you should get either the Joker by Jorge Jimenez, Punchline by Jorge Jimenez, like the prime one, the Vampirella, or get one of those like Green Lantern statues, the or like Sinestro or Hal Jordan.
Yes,
Um,
Astro, no doubt.
yeah,
So
prime one is doing some crazy shit right now.
Polly says, I really like that vampire Batman and almost bought him, but where are his fangs?
I
So,
was gonna mention that, Polly, but I just didn't. Um, it's I was thinking maybe the artist wanted to try something different. Maybe this is a Batman without fangs, and he instead
there's a
of like
switch out
using
portrait. Like, they don't show that in
none of
the
them
switch
have
outs?
fangs, they
They
just like
don't?
rotten teeth. But like I
Yeah.
was thinking, like he's like a nasty eater, and he like just rips the flesh off and he drinks the blood, and like
Hmm.
and it's like just like nasty. It's not even an efficient or like way of like drinking blood. He just drinks it and blood pours on his face. He's like
Yeah.
disgusting.
So like I hate the zombie teeth and okay.
I
Yeah, I don't
convinced
know.
myself to like them, Paulie. I did some.
Okay.
I had to work on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you said.
Alonzo Mosley says Tsume will start shipping the 6 scale Batman diorama this month. Really
Yeah,
excited about that one.
that one's
Okay.
pretty cool. That's like Hush Batman, I think, by Sumi. And it looks really good. I just think like Sumi is gonna take forever to ship that out.
Tsume, they're usually into like anime stuff, and
Yeah, it's usually anime, but
let's see. I don't know which one. I'm not sure which one that is. Let's just take a look.
yeah.
Tsume Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I
Diorama.
didn't know that. I didn't know they make Batmans. Like which one is it?
Yeah,
Is it
that's
this
it.
one?
It's 6 scale though.
Okay. Well, oh, I haven't seen this before.
Uh-huh.
Let's
And
let's
it's
just.
one thing you can be sure of is it's gonna be painted extremely well. It'll be painted extremely well. Uh,
I don't know. I have never had. I know Tsume. They as I said, like usually they're into kind of these like anime kind of
Anime.
statues.
I have two statues from them. The quality is better than any of the other licensed companies, but they are fucking slow. They will take like 4 years, 5 years, and more. it's it can take forever. Like 3 years. Like
Definitely.
they just even though they say they're starting shipments, like it's
Yeah.
just because they do it in very small batches. Like they might just ship out 100 this
I
month,
mean, at first
and
sight, it does look pretty nice, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's a nice, very nice diorama.
very nice. Yeah,
I haven't seen. I'm seeing this the first time. I have to be honest.
yeah.
And
It's probably because it's a Sume statue that you haven't seen it. A lot of
possible.
people in the like comic communities don't pay attention to them.
Yeah, I know. I've seen. I mean, I know Tsume for like all these like Dragon Ball statues,
Mhm.
and I
They
was even
also did a Joker diorama as well,
okay. Okay.
where he's breaking out of Arkham Asylum. I wonder if
Yeah.
Alonso is getting that as well.
Oh, the details look really nice in this. I'm
Yeah,
surprised. Very nice.
yeah.
Oh, we just got to learn something new. Huh? Thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you, Alonso. That's very nice. That's true. They won't start shipping now until the end of the year, and he says here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, very interesting. And okay, so I think any other things you want to compare to or other ideas?
If you want, you can check out the Sume Joker as well.
The Joker, okay. Well, which Joker was that? I haven't seen.
Hey, fellas, I gotta get ready to cut out.
Okay,
All
so
right, bro.
thanks
So-
for joining in, Ro.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So
Thanks
I
for
gotta
joining.
leave. I gotta take care of some things. So
Okay, sure.
good chat with y'all. Good chat. Good
Appreciate-
show.
Appreciate
Same
you
here,
joining in.
No doubt. Anytime. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out and have a nice day. Yeah, thanks for joining in. So,
All right.
so it's just was it the Tsumi said Joker and is this the one? Is it a diorama too? Or
Yeah, it is.
this is
There's
the
two
one?
versions. There's one where he's wearing a suit, and then there's
Uh-huh.
one where he's wearing like a prison jumpsuit, the orange prison jumpsuit, and he's just
Oh, I haven't seen these before. I've been wow.
I
These
think
look really.
you can make it look like he's escaping or he's breaking into Arkham Asylum.
Okay, very nice. Like, I see and I hear you. What you mean? This was the other one you're talking about, I think.
This one's got like Harley's hyenas, cause
Yeah, you can see button blue. This what they're calling it. Yeah. Oh, interesting. It's like Harley Quinn's helping him to escape, or it's like
Mhm.
that looks. Which one would you choose? The Joker suit or the orange suit?
I think this one, the orange one, comes with both. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. I think
Yeah.
I don't know what I would choose. I wouldn't choose either. Let me say that. But
Okay.
if I don't want it, but
No,
it's
it's just
kind of
like
like a hard choice. I think I might end up going with. I think you're able to get both. Yeah, because look at it on the side. It does the plus. You don't have to choose.
oh, you don't. You get both. No,
If you no scroll sideways because you were up and left.
Oh,
Click on left arrow. So right again. So see that image? It shows the graphic of the two, and it has a plus sign. Yeah, see that on the bottom right of the image.
yeah, you're right.
So
I
you,
see.
you can choose whichever you like.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
because it just comes with the deluxe edition with the two.
The
Jokers.
deluxe comes with the Jokers.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
get like
so
the balloon
awesome.
with the suit version, and that has the cane.
I mean, the concept of the idea, I mean, with the scene that he's escaping,
Mhm.
makes more sense with the orange suit.
Yeah, but that's also like the door can flip. Like you can change the way it looks. So
Okay.
in one, it looks like he's breaking in, and the other one, it looks like he's breaking out.
Yeah,
You see, the door is different.
yeah, they're different. Yeah, I see that, and I see. I mean, you have the hyenas on one, and you don't with the other one. Yeah, very interesting, and I think we got some really nice variety of several Batman statues to compare XM's new Batman today.
All in different scales.
All different scales and also amazing I mean quarter scale Batmans. And I mean, as much as I said, like I always love XM Studios, but I think we all agree that this time I think XM Studio does not deserve the roar of approval from my side. So I think XM this time they kind of how should I say failed to make another amazing statue here. I think it's not that it's a bad statue, but it's not an eye catcher. It's just it's cool for someone to get into a Batman, but
It's just,
for someone
it's just,
it doesn't pop. Like it just doesn't pop, and it doesn't appeal to like a lot of collectors. So
I know a lot of people don't like his lips. They think he's got lipstick on, But
it's just, I think, like another, like, it's just like the pose could be more dynamic, and another portrait would help it too. I think it's without this closed mouth portrait. I think that would have helped it a lot. So I think that was a good show, and I think thanks for joining in, and thanks for everyone out there. And I think we got one more comment here. You think Batman Beyond by Will Slaney?
I don't think so. That's the Prime 1 statue.
Oh, that new one? I don't think so. I mean,
he's like
I can bring
jumping
it
out of the bat wing or something like that.
I think it's. I'll bring it up again. We can have a look at it, but I don't think it does. Like, I mean, there are a lot of statues where it's just standing on, where they're just standing on the front leg.
You know what? You can't. You never know, because there's a lot of Prime 1 statues I wouldn't have expected to have leaning issues, and they've had leaning issues, and
Luckily,
it's just weird. You just don't know. I feel like by now they should have figured all that out. But
I don't think since he's standing on two. You see him standing here on two legs, so I don't think there will be any leaning issues in this one.
Man, there was can you remember the original Hush that was literally crouching and it started to lean? You can't put it past Prime 1. Nah, they can fuck it up. There's so many statues that even recently I saw someone with a Deathstroke from Prime 1 leaning, and he's like doing a Captain Morgan pose, and it's just weird. I don't know how they're leaning all the time.
Okay, thanks God. I haven't had any of those issues in the past. So we have one more comment here, and say, what other ones had leaning issues? You mentioned the
original
Deathstroke.
So Deathstroke, there was the original Hush, that's crouching, that they had to send out like pillars for people so it would stop leaning to hold the cape. And then they had the Aver 1 unit, the one where it's dragging the angel. That's the Evangelion statue. They also had the alien big chap that was leaning. They also had
Really?
Wow. The Hush, the new Hush, the Batcave Hush was leaning as well. Some people had leaning. There's been a bunch of them. I can't remember all of them, but they seem to have there's a certain pose when it's like 2 feet planted and they're walking. High probability of leaning, it seems, from Prime 1.
That's a shame. Like, I don't know. Maybe there must be something wrong if one company has so many statues with leaning issues.
I think
there must be something. Maybe there must be something wrong in the material they're using, or
the commonality between those is like the pose. And then like they usually have something heavy behind them that they just weighing them down. Yeah, so it's the Evangelion, the Eva 1 had leaning issues.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, the one where he's dragging the angel behind it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, let's see. Yeah, well, that's a shame to hear, and I think we can call it a nice evening today. I think was very productive, and was thanks to all of you out there, and thanks to Rome again who joined in. Thanks again, Buck, for joining in tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks everyone, and always anytime, my friend. Always love to have your nice new comments and refreshing critical comments. Always love that. Thanks, Saba, Buck, Rome. Rest of your weekend. Thanks a lot, Samuel. Love to have you in anytime. So thanks again to all of you out there. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget the like button. Definitely don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell not to miss out on any other more comments, discussions, debates, and new unboxings. So all we can say now is God bless you, God bless our statues, and have a nice day.
للبين البين للبين البين